when you get to the merge, you are going to get in a lot of trouble because too many people have said they want to work with you, and you have said you want to work with too many people. Every single person left in this game has told me they feel good about me and they'd like to work with me. That's a good thing in theory. That's also a bad thing when you actually think it out, because if you're loyal to everybody, you're loyal to nobody. So I genuinely feel I like all the people in the cast. I hope if I do happen to make it to the end of this game, they do understand, look, the relationships I formed were genuine. However, this is the part of the game where I knew that I was going to get in trouble if this kept happening. All the people that I didn't like necessarily click with or have any allegiances to got voted out. So I'm stuck with a bunch of people who have told me they want to work with me, even though I may not necessarily want to work with all of them, but that's what they told me. So it's going to get messy from here on out. I'm going to have to play smart. I'm going to have to really watch my back. I didn't intend for this to be the case. I came into this game wanting to be the average Joe, non-intimidating person that people are attracted to working with because they think they're better than me, at least some capacity in the game. I think everyone likes me, but I do think people underestimate me as well, which is what I wanted. Problem is, maybe I did a little. I'm honestly not even trying to like pat myself on the back. Maybe I did a little too well, because now I think a lot of people are going to look to my vote. So my vote's definitely important in these next few rounds, but I can't give everybody what they want.
All right. So Tree Mail says, this game has been filled with twists and turns. It feels like you're almost on the verge. For tonight's challenge, you better know your facts. You better not think. Okay, I mean, my worst case scenario is that it's not the merge yet. There will be survivor specific trivia as the challenge, which it's not that I know nothing, but do I know everything the way I'm pretty sure most of the people who are still in this game at this point do? No. But I do see the word verge, which rhymes with merge. So I am hoping that means, the merge is perhaps tonight. And if it says like, know your facts, don't think, maybe that can refer to knowing the facts of what people have done so far, and don't make moves if you're in doubt, which I definitely don't want to do. Do not want to do that. But again, I also just y'all just put a clown emoji on my face to show that I know nothing. I've never known anything in this game. I just take everything one step at a time and hope I don't completely fail and make myself a target if I'm going into tribal.
ROOKEN getting your first look at the new Serpone and Poisson tribes. Kyle voted out at the last tribal council.
All right, let's get to today's immunity challenge. Before we get into the directions, we do have one small matter to attend to. For the last 2 times we've all gathered here, you've heard the phrase, drop your buffs. Well, tonight we might as well go for 3rd time's a charm. Everyone, drop your buffs. Tonight, we are swapping once again. This time, we are going from 3 tribes to 1 tribe. Congratulations, you are merged.
Yes, congratulations, everyone. Your merged tribe color is gold, and it will be up to the 11 of you to determine a new tribe name.
All right, now that that's out of the way, tribal immunity is no more. Individual immunity is what you covet. So let's get to it. Today's challenge will test your survivor knowledge in a head-to-head trivia competition. 2 castaways will be answering a question at a time. When a question is asked, the first castaway to buzz in and answer correctly will win, eliminating the other person. If you answer first and are incorrect, you will be eliminated. The winner of the round will select the next 2 castaways to compete against each other. This process will continue until there is only 1 person remaining. So, selected by random draw, our first head-to-head battle is Margaret versus Michael. For immunity, here we go. At the final 10 of Survivor 41, the tribe was split into 2 groups of 5, and each group had to vote someone out. Who were the 2 people voted out in this round? Michael.
Nasir and Evie.
Correct.
That is correct.
So,
All right, Margaret, you are eliminated. And Michael, you will now select the next 2 people to compete.
McKenna and Mike.
For McKenna and Mike, who is the 6th female winner? A minute is a long time.
I'll just guess.
Mike.
Parvati.
Parvati is incorrect, which means, Mike, you are eliminated from this challenge. McKenna, without doing anything, you are moving on.
Thanks,
Great job.
Mike.
The
The correct answer was Danny Boatwright. Parvati is the 7th female winner.
Let's go Andrew and Connor.
All right, our third head-to-head challenge is Andrew versus Connor. Who was the first person in Survivor history to give up individual immunity?
Ooh, shit.
Andrew.
Andrew.
I'm just gonna guess because I'm probably not gonna get it right. Jenna.
It is Jenna. Jenna is correct.
That's like one of the seasons I watched. Sorry, God.
All right, Connor is eliminated. Andrew, you can select the next 2 people to compete.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Let's see. I'll return the favor, so I'll do McKenna versus Victoria.
All right, McKenna versus Victoria. Your question is, who is the first 0-vote finalist? Gonna reiterate here that a minute is a long time.
You're at 20 seconds right now.
Okay.
So you got 40 seconds to think about it. McKenna?
Is it Russell?
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Becky Lee from Cook Islands. So McKenna, you are eliminated, and Victoria, you will now move on.
I'll do Andrew versus Kiley.
What is the only season where one of the starting tribe colors is black? There are lots of merged tribe colors that are black, but only one pre-merged tribe is black.
No idea. I mean,
No idea.
You want to rock,
How much-
paper, scissors for who guesses?
Yeah, rock, paper, scissors. Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay. Go up.
Very close.
She already made
The
her
correct
title.
answer is Tocantins. The Timbira tribe is the only starting tribe that is black.
Just like that, we are down to 6. Andrew, you are picking once again for who is up next.
Well, I'll return the favor again. So I'll do Victoria and I'll do Michael.
In Survivor One World, 2 different tribes lived on the same beach. In what other season did this occur?
Palau.
Palau is incorrect. The correct answer is Survivor Thailand. Victoria, you are out of the challenge, and Michael, you still remain. So you will pick the next 2 people.
I'll give it to 2 people who haven't gone. Jonathan and Will.
There are 4 seasons that had a tribe swap with 13 players left in the game. Name one of them. I can't, Jonathan, if you're saying something, I can't
No,
hear
I
you.
was just gonna say I'm not guessing because I have no idea.
Oh.
Go for it if you know it.
So you're saying you're going out after a minute? You're not saying a word? No.
Know it.
Well, it sounds like Will has 15 seconds to decide whether he knows it or not.
I definitely don't know it.
5 seconds.
I feel dumb for all right, Pearl Islands. I don't know.
Pearl Islands is not one of the 4 seasons. Will, you are eliminated. The 4 seasons are Marquesas, Vanuatu, Fiji, and Korong. Jonathan, you are selecting the next 2 people.
Wait, Parker hasn't gone, so maybe let's do Parker, and I think Andrew's gone twice, so maybe Michael.
Hey, Parker and Michael, your question. Name one of 2 players who took 3rd place in their first season and last place in their second season.
3rd place in their first season and last place in their second.
Correct. Name one of 2 players. Parker.
Is it Sugar?
That is correct. Michael, you are eliminated. And Parker, unless you're picking yourself, your option, you're
I don't really want to go again right now, so sorry, boys.
There are 3 people who have been to both Exile Island and Redemption Island. Name one of them.
Exile and Redemption. They sound the same, but they're not. Can I phone a friend? No.
Unfortunately, no.
I'll just guess. I don't know it. Sandra.
Sandra is not correct. So for our final matchup, we have Jonathan versus Parker.
Let's go,
The correct
Jonathan.
answers, if anybody is wondering, were Ozzy, Candace, Cody, and Aris.
Okay. And for individual immunity, Parker versus Jonathan. There have been 3 Morgans and 1 Ian to play Survivor. Name the seasons that Ian and one of the Morgans played. Parker.
So just one of the seasons that had a Morgan, basically.
Yep, and the season that had Ian as well.
Oh, okay. A season with a Morgan is Cagayan, and the season with Ian is Palau.
Right. Parker, congratulations. You have won the first individual immunity.
Thank you. Good job, Jonathan.
But congratulations to all of you for making it to this new stage of the game. You are now merged. Have fun. Go forth. Good night.
Good night.
So we get to our first individual immunity challenge, and it's a trivia game. Got to answer questions based on various facts about Survivor trivia. And so the funny part about this is I actually found out about this game through the trivia games that some of these production members put on. I got to take part in them, never won them, but they were a lot of fun. And I learned they do these orgs, and I'm like, oh, these guys already put on a good trivia game. I'm sure they put on a good org. And then it's almost like a full circle moment. Now I get to do a trivia game inside the org. And well, full circle moment for me. I never won the trivia games there. I won the trivia game in the org. Finally, I got first place. Not only did I win the trivia game, I am safe from the first vote. That is awesome. I'm not going to be the first juror. I love it. I've needed safety. I was almost swap screwed 2 rounds ago. Last round didn't really go the way I wanted it to go. And now I don't have to worry about going home at this vote at the very least. Another really cool part of this challenge was it was kind of like 2 people went at once. The person who got it wrong was out. The person who won had to pick the next 2 people to compete, kind of like a knockout style competition. And out of the 11 people, I was somehow the last person that was ever picked to go. And not only was I the last person ever picked to go, I didn't get picked until there were 4 people left. Now, that's both a good and a bad thing. That means that at the very least, people were okay with me winning immunity, probably more than others. Not the most, obviously they wanted to win, but usually if you're the last person picked in this type of comp, that means that people are okay with you winning immunity. So that's good. The problem is that happened in front of everybody right as the individual portion of this game started. So that just signaled to everybody that I may or may not be in a good spot, or at the very least, people like me.
We were able to pick 2 people to go head to head because I think that tells you kind of who's on people's radar. Like, who do you see as a threat and want to kind of get them out? And when McKenna had to pick 2 people, she picked me first. And then when Victoria had to pick 2 people, she picked me first. And I mean, I'm flattered. But that definitely set up some alarm bells that I think I need to rein back my like leadership role or my vocalness in the original ROOKEN, and let some others talk and kind of become visible threats, because I don't want to be seen as the sole target or the leader of the group.
Let's go. I made it past. Oh, and now I can finally I can go to sleep. I can go to sleep. And I can play the rest of my game how I want to play it. Man. Feels great. I feel like I can really take the game by storm now.
So I was very excited to merge. I think it was great to be reunited with some old Alliance members like Margaret, who I haven't been able to talk to in a long time. But we were prepared for it. So myself, Kiley, and Parker, we met before, and we decided that, we need to come up with some strategy in case this is a merge, to how we're going to keep the OG ROOKEN tribe members safe and how we're going to keep ourselves together. And we've been doing just that. So basically, we've been reconnecting with old ROOKEN members keeping Jonathan, who is not an OG ROOKEN, but who is someone that has said they'll work with us, feel like included and in on all the information, to try to make at least the first 3 tribals pretty simple in the merge, which would be getting rid of the 3 original Sarpone, which would be Mike, McKenna, and Victoria. So I feel confident, but not foolish. So I know that there are powers at play and advantages. So I'm never 100% confident.
I can't believe I found an advantage in this game, despite saying how many times that I would never go after an advantage. But I think there was an awkward Zoom call after the challenge once again, where the whole tribe is sitting in one Zoom solving the puzzle, which I never understand why people like to waste time. But anyways, Connor ended up being able to spell out the whole message about like 8 people standing at the same time. And then I used this information and I thought back to the standing challenge where there were 8 people on each tribe standing for 52 minutes and 13 seconds. So I was super happy to be correct about this. And I think people are still anchored to Connor's incorrect answer, which is something to do with a final 3.
But I think that because we have such a big voting block of 8, that the likelihood of, either someone flipping or one of us going is significantly lower than the 3 remaining Sarpone.
The advantage is an immunity idol, which is huge because I can actually use it to save myself rather than just a 50-50. But there's also some dangers with it as well. If I get voted out with the idol, that's obviously not good. So I need to be very careful with this. So far, I've only told Jonathan about the idol, and I believe that Jonathan is the only person who also doesn't have an incentive to share the information with other people. So I'm putting a lot of eggs in one basket with Jonathan, but I think it'll work. Yeah, but I think me and you have hid the relationship pretty well because I think they think you were genuinely pissed at the Micah vote.
Yeah, like I'm like off on my own. So like that's what they think. So I'm like,
So and then I was like staying quiet about how the heck you knew to vote Micah. I was just irritated because it's like if Kyle, Elijah, and then me and you were once in the alliance, it's like then they should, or Kyle should know you weren't genuinely pissed I was still there.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, that's why when we all 4 of us spoke, I was trying to be a little bit more quiet and not like feel like connected to you during those meetings because I didn't want Kyle catching on.
But like he must have completely forgot that thing existed if he thought you were really pissed I was still here. My main strategy in this round is to go to all of ROOKEN kind of knowing that the vote's going to be between the 3 of us, which includes Mike and McKenna. And by saying 3 of us over and over again, I'm hoping that they forget that Jonathan was once part of Sarpone, because I need to make sure nobody suspects this relationship. And if I'm able to successfully do that, then Jonathan should know what the real plan is among the big ROOKEN group, and he can let me know what that plan is. This is pretty risky, but I do believe that they will tell Jonathan the truth, and I think he has the incentive to tell me the truth.
So the challenge, I knew going in I would be horrible at Survivor trivia. I've like obviously proven that my memory isn't all that great. And like I could probably tell you a lot about the most recent season, but there's like so much going on in my brain. It's irrelevant information. So I knew going in, like if I won, it would be on a fluke. And that I probably wasn't going to win. I guess what surprised me right off the bat was Michael. I believe it was Michael choosing like me to go against Mike. And it almost drew like that line in the sand of, okay, this is going to be ROOKEN versus Sarpone.
Yeah, I mean, I feel pretty ROOKEN strong at the moment. My closest allegiances are to Parker and Margaret, probably just due to relationships and like how much we've talked. It's just been built really solid. And the plan as of now is Victoria, because we think she might have like an advantage from like the bottles that we got, because she like narrowed it down a lot better than a lot of us did. Um, I mean, if it was a perfect world, I'd vote out Mike because Mike already voted for me and I'm vindictive. But um, everyone else seems to agree that he's gonna go out sooner rather than later anyway. So I've kind of just accepted like taking a back seat and waiting on that to eventually get that revenge. I mean, I'd prefer Mike, but
Yeah.
but
That's
like
because like me and you, like I thought you were gonna agree with me because he obviously he voted for you and he
yeah.
said he would have voted for me too. So when I heard like that's the thing, like we keep hearing like Mike until people are all of a sudden like, no, it's not Mike, it's not Mike. So
Yeah, right. I think that's why it's like I'll leave them on more, but it's like next vote, it's like no, we gotta do Mike. Like we can't keep flopping it because eventually then it's gonna be like final six and Mike is still gonna be here for some reason.
yeah, exactly.
Like
That's what I'm saying. Like
that's how it goes. So it's like
somebody's keeping Mike in the game. Somebody keeps saying like, no, we can't do Mike now. Somebody, it's like Andrew or Kiley or something. I'm not sure.
yeah, it's both times it's been them.
Yeah.
And they're like both of them together on it from my understanding, but yeah, both times it's been them being like, no, I gotta keep Mike, and I'm like, okay, so like next vote, I think we'll now be down in numbers enough to be like, let's get rid of Mike.
Mike and I are like the yin to each other's yang in terms of like we both like to play, kind of villainous and a little chaotic. It's much more fun. It's more fun television. It's more fun to play. Like it would be so easy for me to say, yes, let's be ROOKEN strong. And I can easily slide. Like I feel pretty secure if I just shut my mouth. I feel pretty secure in my position in my tribe, but I just am not complacent to do that. Like it's boring. I don't want to do that. Mike is very good at encouraging me to not do that. And so, yeah, that's just like how we like to play. We like to mix it up and keep it interesting. So that's what we're trying to do. Yeah, Mike and I played very closely together in a previous game. I trust him implicitly. I can tell him everything. I know it's not going anywhere. We talk about all of our conversations that we have with other people. There's no secrets between us. I have no doubt, and having somebody that you can trust that much is invaluable.
I really think that the merge kind of dictates the rest of the game. It's such a pivotal new beginning, a new chapter. And so you need to, it being like 7-4, them probably thinking 8-3, as far as where the tribal lines and divides are. I think it's very important to get there's too many people like Margaret, like Andrew, like Kiley. There's too many of them who are really running this game, and I don't think they'll turn on each other until the very end. So is there a chance for me to win out, maybe break them up, something like that? Sure. But how likely is that? I'm way more likely 8th place, so I think it's essential that we get, voting for Michael or Connor or, Will at this point is just so silly. And those are people that you can use as numbers who are also thinking that those people are, really running the game. And you can get rid of one of them and there's still a couple left. So it's not like you get rid of one and then it all turns on you. So I really hope people are looking to make some moves with today's vote and not just sit there and just do nothing, because I'm looking to completely risk my entire game. I'd rather risk it now, go home, than not do something and just sit there and let people get picked off. So
me too. Yeah, I wonder who we could even pitch to them. Like, what I feel like it's Will.
I know, and I almost feel like maybe pitching somebody is not in our best interest.
Yeah, like let them explode first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I truly feel like if we all come in there and we're like, let's vote Will, we know you wanted Will, then they're like, oh, they want to break up ROOKEN, which like obviously, but Do you know what I mean? Like if we come in hard and like throwing names, then I feel like that paints just like bigger targets on us.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's kind of like whoever's out of the three of us, like act like we know that that's the case and then hope they blow up by themselves.
Yeah, or like I just like am waiting. Like Michael didn't say anything to me really about, like he said, we don't talk strategy, and everyone's like in bed.
I kind of, or
Right.
No, that's the same thing as last time. They're not in bed. They're such bullshit. Sorry. The only person that I actually believe is probably in bed is Will.
We merged. Now we can talk.
Yeah, me too.
We only got to get rid of 9 people now.
Yep. They're gonna target me.
No, they're not. They're going to target Victoria.
Yeah, but yeah.
It's going to be Victoria first, I promise.
And that's cool, but it's just like
that gives
it
you
was Kyle.
Like 4 or 5 days to make people like keep talking to Margaret, keep talking to Parker. Like Andrew does not run shit. Like
yeah, but I will say that what we did for Parker, he did not at all return the favor at all. He was so unwilling to do anything.
Who?
Parker.
I'd like to take you to the end.
Yes. So let me ask you this: where do you think you stand with where do we stand right now in the game? Like, do you feel like we go through?
I think me and you, like, we're both we'll like if we go through Ken, like we'll both get there together, but we'll both be like some of the first few like out.
Honestly. So that's how you feel right now.
Yeah.
I agree. Who do you think's running the show right now?
Andrew, probably.
Andrew, Margaret, Parker. Maybe. I don't know how you feel about Michael.
I don't think Michael's running it, honestly, but
no, but I mean,
he's maybe in the group, yeah.
So let me ask you this: Are you? And I know you got to talk to a bunch of people, so I won't keep you long. Are you open to, in theory, if numbers could be drawn to not just going to slaughter to the final 7?
So once the immunity challenge is over, Andrew is immediately like, hey, we should start a group chat with all of the OG ROOKEN, and then like we can pull Jonathan in, but like let's just decide what we want to do. I was like, okay, yeah, sounds great. I knew that Mike was going to be targeted because unfortunately Mike just makes a huge target for himself. Like he doesn't know any other way to play. And last round I had to work my ass off to get the vote off of him and onto Kyle. And I was like, okay, I'm going to have to do this again because as soon as we get on the call, immediately, like the first thing somebody says is they start talking about Mike. I was like, yeah, like I still feel the situation is the same with Mike. Like he's always going to be a target. He's not going to win challenges. But somebody like Victoria is a lot scarier. She could have an advantage. She can win immunity challenges. So I wanted to kind of push it. And luckily, Andrew, like I really, really like Andrew. But like once he kind of hears an idea that somewhat aligns with what he wants to do, he just takes it and makes it his own, which is not a bad thing because it makes him a bigger target than you. So immediately Andrew's like, yes, we should definitely vote Victoria, which I think is amazing because it's not Mike. So it definitely sounds like, okay, that's great. Everybody kind of agrees, like we can vote Victoria. We can worry about Mike next round. I start putting in a little more work of saving Mike. That is like the name of my game. And I was like, Jonathan and Mike are never going to work together, so it really makes sense to keep those two for the end. Like, make them, 8 and 9, and we know that they're never going to join together. And I just figure every round I can get Mike a little bit further. Like, he has incredible social skills. He's very convincing. He's a fantastic liar. So I'm like, every round that he has to work his magic, the better.
Made merge. Honestly, didn't think I would get here based on everything that people have been telling me, but I'm here. And I mean, obviously the numbers are just totally stacked up against myself, Victoria, McKenna, even Jonathan. So this round, I've just been trying to cause as much chaos as possible. I had Parker telling me some information he probably shouldn't have told me, so I can use that against him. And yeah, this is going to be an interesting vote because there could be 6 people voting together to get someone out on ROOKEN. That's what I've been trying to work on. I know for a fact that Kiley's with me. I think Victoria and McKenna would also benefit from doing a move like that because it could be one of them tonight. So yeah, I'm going for Andrew and I want to take his crown off. They're all little minions following him around and taking orders. They're good soldiers. But yeah, that's not the way I play. If I'm going for someone, I'm going for the king. And right now, Andrew's the king, and I want his crown.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. As far as I'm aware, this plan is still Victoria. So
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'm fine with Victoria at this point. I did want Mike out more, but I didn't have the time to talk to people enough. So it's like, okay, whatever. I'll vote for Victoria.
yeah, I'd rather Mike, but I feel like we can just do that next round and it's fine. Especially because people seem to think Victoria has that like bottle advantage or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's fine. And yeah, it's like next round.
There was a call where Connor was not there, but it was otherwise everyone who was still left of original ROOKEN talking. And Andrew took the lead as far as immediately throwing Victoria's name out. And my personal perspective was I felt both for me, and I can't speak for Parker, but as much as I can on his behalf, that we were done a solid by original Serpone when we were outnumbered and Elijah went instead of us. So I have never promised them the end, but I had in my mind, if I can at least go the first round of Emerge, not saying any of their names, just to return that favor as a gesture of gratitude, then I would. But Andrew is a forceful personality, and no one was really pushing back. I consider myself close with Andrew, and I was trying to, without giving too much away, say maybe we target Mike. Not that because I like Mike, but he's so much more of a showier target than Victoria. But he pitched that she seems more dangerous, and Parker and I, when we talked, we didn't necessarily feel good about that. But it's like, okay, if this is how the numbers are shaking up, this does not feel like the time to go against them when it's the very first vote post-merge. And I went to bed after the challenge, feeling as good as I could about that.
All right, looks like the gang's all here. Welcome, PHOQUE tribe, to Tribal Council. Well, it has been a very exciting 24 hours, I am sure. First of all, we got to start with Parker. Congratulations on the immunity win. Very well deserved. How are you feeling tonight?
Oh man, well, first of all, thank you. I'm very excited when, obviously, like I said yesterday, I'd never won one of these in one of these games. Everybody has their own bucket list coming into this, I'm sure, and that was one of mine, win individual immunity. I did that, so, even if I'm out next round, I'm very happy that happened.
Now, Jonathan, how does the game change now that we are a merged tribe?
Well, the dynamics change, really. It's every time we're on a new tribe, and we got switched up a lot, you see kind of what relationships are strong with whom. And it's now we're back together again, less a handful of people, and weeks later, and it's just kind of discovering where that lies and what happens with that. So
now, Connor, we are in officially the post-merge stage of the game. So does your gameplay have to change at all? At some point, I'm sure you are hoping to sit at a final tribal council to plead your case. You know, do you have to start thinking about how am I going to play the game in a way that's worthy of a win?
I think it definitely shifts a little more from the survival aspect of just getting through tribal, winning challenges, to like, you know, thinking about the possibility of an end game and trying to play a good game. So there's definitely that.
Kiley, we have 7 original ROOKEN and 4 original Serpone. Has that dynamic affected how the vote is going to happen tonight?
I mean, I think it would be crazy to say that hasn't come up in a lot of conversations. Like, it's pretty obvious that, you know, the ROOKEN tribe was strong and our strategy was to stick together, like in picking teams, that we stuck together with picking each other. So yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely something that is out there.
So McKenna, how do you feel about that? I mean, what did you have to do in the last 24 hours to ensure your survival tonight?
I mean, I don't feel good. I feel like I say it every single tribal council, but I'm not stupid. It's obvious 7 is way more than 4. I think what you have to do is, like Connor said, you have to change your game up and you have to, you know, focus on building those relationships to more than survive.
Will, I feel like I need to welcome you to Tribal Council. It's been a while since you've been here.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm super unhappy to be here, but thanks.
Hey, it's all part of the game.
Yeah.
Now, you are one of the original 7 ROOKEN. Do you feel like this is a strong group of 7 that plans to work together long term?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we won challenges together. We've had great conversations. We've really got to enjoy this game by not going to Tribal Council. And I think that's just built really strong relationships with the 7. So yeah, I mean, I feel really happy with where we're at and certainly going forward.
Now, Michael, there can't be 7 winners of this game. So is there some sort of hierarchy within the 7 of you?
I mean, I'm sure everyone has their own view on what the hierarchy is or what they want it to be, because we all know eventually it's like we can't all make it to final tribal. That's just not going to happen. But I think at least how I'm viewing it is I'm not forcing that to be seen like right this second, because I don't think that'll be the most beneficial, because again, 7 is a big advantage over 4, and having that in your pocket is just advantageous to all of us.
Now, Mike, you also find yourself on the wrong side of the numbers once again at Tribal Council. So what has your last 24 hours been like?
You know, everybody's really nice, and surprise, surprise, I'm on the bottom of numbers in this game. I don't think it's any surprise to anyone. It's kind of been this game in a nutshell for me. But yeah, I mean, everybody's been super nice. You know, you have to try to see if there's cracks within 7 people, but I mean, they had so much time to talk, and I had a conversation with someone who said, you know, it's just nice to get to know people, and I've realized that nobody knows me, and I don't know anyone here, because of the fact that every single time I'm talking to someone, we're going to tribal in the next 24 hours. So it's been a nice, like, refreshing kind of 24 hours, because I you know, I don't really have much pull. I can't really do too much, so it's just kind of been nice to talk to people and, you know, see where their head's at, and yeah, just get to know people a little better. That's all.
Okay, so Victoria, you are also in a similar position. So what's been your pitch to keep the votes off of you tonight?
I think my pitch is that, you know, I'm a loyal player. You can see that with the way I've played this game and the one game I've played in the past. So I'm loyal, not good at challenges, and I'm predictable, which I think those are great qualities of someone to bring forward.
Now, Margaret, let's talk about advantages. Has that come up at all in your conversations?
You know, there was the big PHOQUE call where, you know, it was kind of, I remember when with original ROOKEN, I popped I couldn't be there for that, like everyone trying to solve when there was a clue for an advantage at that time. It was like, oh, look at us all solving for it, but there can only be one. It would be foolish to think that someone in this room doesn't have it, because there are people smarter than me who probably could solve it. But it's definitely harder to hide at this point, because you can't ever be sure who's talking to who trusts who, and you just got to make the best decision you can with the knowledge you have. Hope it doesn't blow back.
That is the name of the game. Andrew, what do people need to remember as they go to vote tonight?
I think as we vote tonight, you have to keep thinking that, you know, this is a merge, right? So we're all threats to each other, because like you said earlier, only one of us can be the final winner. So I think everyone needs to think, you know, what is best for your game? No hard feelings, but go with what you believe will get you the farthest.
All right. So with that, does anybody else have anything they'd like to add to our conversation? Okay, it is time to vote.
I am voting for you. I don't know if you're going to go home. I didn't have a lot of leverage, but I did what I could. And if you do go home, I will gladly take the crown off your head as the leader of ROOKEN, and I will put it on my own. Voting for Andrew.
I didn't want to do this now, but when we get to the 7, I'm not going to win from there, so this had to be done at some point. You still my dog, Andrew, though.
Congratulations on being an uncle soon. You've played a great game. You've kind of dominated, so it's time to not live under your wing anymore.
So I'm voting for this person not because I want them to go home. I'm doing it just as an insurance policy in case an advantage is used, and I'm afraid that my name could come up, so I'm voting for Jonathan.
This is the first hardest name for me to say in this game. I kind of had a feeling I would be writing down your name the longer I stayed, but I didn't think it would be this soon. So I am so sorry. And I don't expect you to forgive me game-wise, but hopefully we can still be friends after this.
Sorry, but even if I threw a vote, it's gonna blow up my game. I hope you took my advice and went for that advantage.
Yeah, this time the plan didn't change, like right before tribal on me, so it should still be who I thought it was, unless I'm getting blindsided or something, which that would be very unfortunate. But yeah, I'm voting for Victoria.
I'll go tally the votes. If anybody has an advantage or an idol and you would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Okay. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area or the Zoom call immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Jonathan. Andrew. We're tied. 1 vote Jonathan, 1 vote Andrew, 1 vote Victoria. That's 2 votes Andrew. Victoria, 2 votes Andrew, 2 votes Victoria, 1 vote Jonathan. That's 3 votes Andrew. Tied again. 3 votes Andrew, 3 votes Victoria, 1 vote Jonathan. Andrew. Andrew. 6th person voted out of Survivor Monte Carlo and the first member of our jury. Andrew. Andrew, the tribe has spoken.
Nice playing with you, Andrew. Bye.
Good game, everybody. It was really nice to get to know everybody. Good luck. Have fun. And I'll see you guys soon.
Well, a merge vote is always messy, and you lived up to that call for sure. But every vote is different from here on out, and we will see you tomorrow night for your next immunity challenge. Good night, everyone.
I went in pretty confident. I guess that was the first mistake. I think that Will, Connor definitely flipped. Could have potentially been Michael as well. Based on what I was seeing in the facial expressions of Kiley, Margaret, and Parker, I don't think they flipped. I played the game like I would have played the game normally, which was, go in hard, play hard. So I'm proud of that. I don't regret anything. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed getting to know people. I think there's more worry I have for how they all perform from here on out, but it is a relief to not, have to be stressed anymore on my nights. But yeah, I wouldn't regret anything. This has been a blast. It was fun while it lasted.